Hi everyone, my name is Stacy Ann. I'm an international board certified lactation consultant. I'm so glad you're here. So whether you're watching this while you're pregnant or your baby's already here, I just want to start by saying congratulations. This is such a special time, and I want you to know that if you're thinking about breastfeeding, you have already taken a beautiful step for you and your baby. I also want to say this first because I think it's important, but it's not often said. Breastfeeding is natural, but it does not mean that it's always easy. Breastfeeding is something that both you and your baby learn together. So if it doesn't feel perfect right away, that doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It just means that you and your baby are both learning. Today, I just want to talk to you a little bit about preparing for breastfeeding, how to build your support system, and then some key points to help you to build your confidence. One of the best things you can do for breastfeeding actually starts before your baby's born. That is learning what to expect. Many families spend a lot of time for labor and delivery, but they don't spend too much time preparing for breastfeeding their baby. The truth is, babies are going to feed a lot. Newborns feed often, and understanding that ahead of time can really help you to feel more confident while you breastfeed. Less worried too. There are a few things to know ahead of time. First, breastfeeding works on supply and demand. That means the more your baby feeds, the more your body's learning how to make milk. In the beginning, it might feel like your baby is feeding all the time, and that is actually normal. That frequent feeding tells your body how to make milk. Second, right after your baby's born, your body makes a small amount of milk called colostrum. You might hear people call it liquid gold. It's thick, it's nutrient rich, it's full of antibodies to help protect your baby. Even though it's a small amount, it's exactly the exact amount your baby needs in the first few days. Because your baby's tummy is small, another important thing to know about the first few hours after birth is something called the golden hour. If possible, you should do skin to skin. Babies are actually born instinctually to find your breast. You may see them moving their heads, licking their hands, crawling towards your breast. This is early time to help your baby bond with you and to help get breastfeeding start strong. But I also want to say, because every birth is different, that if this doesn't go exactly as planned, it does not mean that your breastfeeding journey is over. It means that it's time to adjust and to get support. Let's talk about the first few days, because this is where many families start to worry. Newborns usually feed about 8 to 12 times in a 24-hour period. Sometimes it feels like they're feeding every hour, and sometimes they want to stay at your breast for a long time. This is called cluster feeding. It is very normal. Cluster feeding does not mean that you do not have enough milk. And I want to say this again because this is where many families are concerned. Cluster feeding does not mean that you're not making enough milk. Your baby's actually helping your body to learn how to make enough milk. Another way to know if your baby's getting enough milk is by looking at diapers. First few days, we look at wet diapers, and we're looking at stool changing from very dark to sticky green and moving along to yellow. Diapers tell us a lot about how your baby is feeding. Your baby may also be sleepy in the beginning, and sometimes you may have to wake them to feed, and this is okay. That is also normal. Now let's talk about the latch, because this is really important for your comfort and milk transfer. When a baby's latched well, their mouth is open wide, their lips are flanged like a fish, their chins are touching your breast. You should feel like pulling and tugging and no sharp pain. Some light compression and suckling in the beginning is normal, especially in the first few weeks. But cracked nipples, bleeding, and any type of pain is not something that we should live with. This is usually a sign that something needs to be adjusted and your sign to get support. And please hear me when I say this. Pain is something that you don't have to push through. This is your sign to get help. So now I want to talk to you about something that is just as important as learning how to breastfeed it. This is building your support system. Breastfeeding is something you do not want to do alone. In many cultures, women are surrounded by other women when they breastfeed. These are other grandmas, aunties, sisters, and the community that help them. This is still needed today. Your support system might include your partner, your mom, your sister, your friends, a doula, a lactation consultant, WIC breastfeeding support, a breastfeeding support group, and other moms who are breastfeeding just like you. And if you're a partner or family member watching this, you are a very important part of this journey too. Support can look like bringing baby to mom to feed, making sure that she has food and water, helping with diapers, household tasks, and encouraging her when she's tired. Protecting her space so she can rest and feed her baby is so important. Sometimes the most powerful things you can say is, "You're doing a great job. I'm proud of you, and how can I help you?" I want to leave you with a few key strategies to help you with your breastfeeding success. Number one, feed your baby often. Do not watch the clock. Watch your baby. Early feeding cues look like stirring, putting their hands in their mouth, moving their head from side to side. Crying is actually a late feeding cue. Number two, skin to skin is very powerful. Skin to skin helps to regulate your baby's temperature, their breathing, and it helps your milk production. Number three, get help early, not when you're at the breaking point. If something does not feel right away, reach out. Small adjustment makes a huge difference in your breastfeeding journey. Number four, take care of yourself. Drink water, eat, rest when you can. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Number five, give yourself grace. You and your baby are both learning something new. If you're breastfeeding, reaching out for help will help you get a start on most issues. Please reach out for help if breastfeeding is very painful. Baby's not getting enough wet diapers. Baby is not gaining weight. You feel overwhelmed. You feel like something is not just right. There are lactation consultants, WIC programs, doulas, community organizations that are here to support you. You do not have to figure this out alone. I want to leave you with something. Breastfeeding is not about being perfect. It's about feeding your baby, it's about bonding with your baby, and doing what works for your family. Some days it will feel easy, some days it will feel hard. This does not mean you're failing. This means that you're a parent. Be patient with yourself, ask for help when you need it, and remember, you're not alone in this. You're capable, your body's capable, and there's a whole community here to support you. I want to thank Project Hope and Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies Coalition of Georgia for allowing me to be here with you today. For more information, please visit our website at hmhbga.org. Thank you.